YouTubers, Brian Proctor, back again with another video. And it's been a minute since I put up a video. That's because I just finished moving and I'm pretty much set up now. It may be a little dark in here because of the light, but it is a rainy morning. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So this is going to be another action post position of the week video. I don't know what number it is. It'll come up down here somewhere. So I was thinking about this last night, so this will be a little different because we're going to add on and change it a little bit, and you'll see as I go along. First of all, as I always say, you want to get the position that you want in your head, and you want to try to keep it in your paper. So usually if I'm doing, and this is good for people that's doing pinups, to keep it in line, you want to give yourself a little extra room just in case a leg or foot or something might come off. But you want to basically have your box so that your person or your picture won't go off the page. So you start with your torso, which is an oval, and the torso is going to determine whether or not your picture is going to go off the page by the sides of it. So this is pretty close, but if I did something this big, and this is just the torso and the head was this big, then you know it's going to go off the page. So I'm drawing pretty lightly right now. Hopefully you guys can see it. As I say, it's not a lot of light in here. I might have to get some new bulbs, some more overhead lights so that you guys can see it, but I'm still working it out. As I said, I just got in and got set up. So when I do the oval, this is going to be more like a crouching position. So that's your torso, and then he's going to be turned a little bit like that. So let's bring that line down here, almost like a real shallow S. So the shoulder is going to be tilted because his arm is going to be one forward and one backwards. So this is your collarbone. So you know you're going to have some shoulder showing when it's tilted. So that's going to be the same thing for the rib cage. The bottom of the rib cage is going to be like this, and you do your V. You point here and there. Now when I draw slow, it usually comes out a little static on me. So I might intend to erase this and redo a lot of it. So your neck is going to go in this little hole here. So if you bring this around like that, so the center point, the whole of your neck is going to go there, and then you know your head is going to go over that because your neck is going to go up. Now your head could be shifted left or right depending on the position. So that V, let's round that off a little bit. Okay, now let's drop down and just give him a little bit of waist here. So that's just drawing a little cylinder, like a little tuna can. That's the waist. So, and I'm hoping you guys can see all of this. I'm going to go and I'm going to buy a little device where they say you can use your phone to hook up the device and you can see it in your monitor. So I'm going to go after this video. I'm going to go to Best Buy and see if they lied to me or not, and if they have it or not. So this is going to be your crotch down here, and you do your dog house or your house like that. Remember, this line is going to be in the middle, so if there was a point on your house, it would be like that. And that's just an upside down house. And I tell people to draw a torso, just draw an upside down house, barn, dog house, whatever you want to call it. And then round it off. And the pattern, that could be a nice pattern for design for some shorts. And just round it off down here. Now he's going to be crouching, so we're going to put one leg here, and that's just an oval. Or like a hot dog almost. You can't make it too long or too short, so it's subject to change. And I'll put the other one about right here. I hope this doesn't go off because, as I said, I'm going to change positions or show you how to change positions. So, okay. So far, so good. Now we want to go here. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit, make a more of a V out of it instead of a straight line. And so the shoulder, or the, yeah, here we go again. It's been a while, but can't remember the names. Let's just say the shoulder until I get it right now. The delt is going to come right here, here, and here. So as I said, if you're drawing from like a top angle, you always do, I always do one piece. Okay, so this is my torso, and this is the shoulders that's going to come out. I've got to keep it in the lines so because I can't see what I'm drawing. You have your delts here, your delt there, and your arm connects here. So when I draw, especially when I draw from a angle, should I say, if this person was leaning down, I would just draw one piece like this. Oh, this is the good brush. Just draw one piece. This is the bad brush. Like this. Like that. And then put the hole there. Because it's just easier when you're drawing on an angle to be able to do it that way. And then you can connect the arms there. So and as I said, hopefully you can see this. I've got my guidelines. I'm trying to keep my paper in my guidelines. I can only focus so much because the camera is so high above me. And that's why I have to really work on the positioning of this room that I'm in. So we have this. I want to take the arm. I'm going to bring the arm on across here. Let's say I put the hand about right here. So this arm is going to come out. This part of the arm is going to come out, and it's got to match this arm. So it's going to come this way, and you do your cylinder, and this is going to come pretty much almost straight across the body, like that. And then you connect this, and this is going to be a circle. The higher up it is, and I did a video on that kind of foreshortening. The higher up it is, don't roll away, eraser. It is, the more of a circle it's going to be. So if I did that arm here and my hand here, and I wanted to raise that up, this would become more of, instead of a rectangle, it would become more of an oval, and then it would come up. Let's just do this. You have your arm coming down. Make sure you guys can still see this. Your hand here. If I wanted to raise that up, I would turn this more into an oval, and then your hand, and if I was going to, and this is your delt, and if I was going to bring that all the way in front of you, it would be even more of a circle. So I'll say this here, and here's your hand, and a circle, and then your other circle, and that's how you bring something, you raise something up in while foreshortening. So if I wanted to bring that all the way up, like it's right in front of you, your hand, and then you would see just a little bit of circle here, and then your delt like that, and then you have your head. So it would look like it's raising up. So that's something, it was hard for me in the beginning of foreshortening, but it's like the more I teach, the better I become, because I'm forced to find out why something happens. Or why does it do that? So, and then I had to do it over and over, and that way I can show you guys. So on here, it's your elbow here, that line, that bone, what is that? Not your, whatever bone it is. And it comes up here and over, like that. So this other hand, let's just say, I want to put it back here somewhere. He's going to say he's going to be holding a sword or something behind him. So I'm going to put it right there. Now, since he's going to be crouching, let's make sure I got this leg about the right distance. It's that one big leg muscle, and the muscle comes up here, and you have another one over there, back here. I'm not going to worry about that now. This one's a little short for me. Like that. And then you're going to have that leg that is bent. So you have that knee and that part of the calf, and then your shin, I guess, will come under here, and then this foot would be here, and just bend it like that. And the same with the other, because of this angle you wouldn't really see too much of the other half of the leg. You would just see the foot like that. So now let's do this hand real quick. So I don't know if you guys can see that because there's a lot of lines in here, but I will show you an easy way to do a hand. So a hand is just the square or rectangle, circle here, a little piece of thumb here, and it depends on how you position your hands. And then you know that your pointing finger is going to come up, and I always just do the two. You do one and two, one break really, like that. The second one, this is going to be longer, so you still do a second break. This one's going to be shorter, of course, so we're going to break it into here. And the third one, the baby finger, is about like that. So I know that's hard to see, so let me show you what I just did, because it's really hard for me to see. The glare is crazy. So in doing a hand, most times I say do a square or a rectangle like that, because that's what this is. It's basically, if you cut everything off, it's just a rectangle. Now you have a center of your hand. You have this part right here, this little piece of the palm, and you have this part of the palm here, which is a circle. This one goes up to that baby finger. This one is for your thumb. So you just add a little square here, rectangle here, and connect that. Now, of course, as I say, you know that finger is kind of round this off a little bit. This one finger is going to come straight up. It's going to go straight from here up, and then just round that off. Second one is, you know, you got to fit a few of them in here. Let's just put the baby finger here. That's going to come straight up too, but don't worry about that yet. This one here, you could bring it higher. And this is not the pencil that I use, but it's darker, and I'm not sure if you guys can see if I use a lighter pencil. The third one is going to come down, and I'll ink this in a second. And the fourth one, even lower. So, let's say you have your square, that one palm, that part of the palm that comes up here, this one, and comes up to your thumb and down. So you have your baby finger like that, your second finger comes like this, your third finger, which is the longest one, your bird finger, and then your other finger, your pointing finger. So that's an easy way to do hands by this. And when you do the wrist, a lot of people will do the square, or some people, if you do the square with the fingers, they'll have the wrist come out the center. The wrist does not come from the center. You have more left over on the side, so it's going to come out more like this. So this is where your thumb is going to be, that way. So it's not going to really come in like that. It's not going to be straight down, but it's basically straight down, and then you have more meat over here. So you want to have your thumb come over here, and then like that, and then you have your the veins, suicide veins. So yeah. Now let me ink this just a tad bit so it can make it better for you guys to see, because I cannot see it, because I'm telling you, the glare is crazy. So this one is up, and then I will put this one, which is going to come from, where's the thumb? The thumb is here. So put this one further up like that. Kind of almost like a blocking position. And then you have that. And then have this arm there, or this arm, part of the arm there. Elbow, and that's it, that bone that comes there. So you have the arm, comes from the delt, and I don't want to ink yet. I really don't want to ink yet, because usually I ink in fast motion, but because I'm doing something a little different, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so now with this hand, you have your shoulder here. All this is your shoulder, but that particular part is your delt right there. So you have you have your hand here, and let's just say this guy's going to be holding a sword behind him. So what am I doing? I am going to give you another example. Whenever you do a fist and you're holding something, most people do a fist like this. It's just square like that, and then you put the thumb here like this. That usually a fist is really not flat like this, especially if you're holding something. If you're punching something, it's okay to have that flat surface. But if you're holding something, that is going to turn into that triangle right here, because you have to have room in here to hold whatever it is you're holding. So if you're holding a pipe or something, your fingers are going to wrap around that piece. You're going to have your thumb, and let me show you the thumb real quick. The thumb from the side is pretty simple. It's just a circle and a rectangle, kind of almost like a triangle, like you do a microphone, as I always say to people, a microphone. If you're a DJ, you know what a singer, a microphone. Or if you want to say ice cream cone, like that, you can do an ice cream cone, but it's just a circle and a rectangle that goes in a little bit, not straight flat. You can do a straight box on it, but it's going to be that shape right here. And this is a simple way to do the thumb. Now, so which is right here. So if I'm going to draw somebody holding something, I'll bring this. This is the finger bent out and back in. This is the thumb here, that little circle, and then that little square. Now you're going to have your finger joints. You always do your Y. It's going to come up like this, and then you're going to have your Y. Actually, there's another bend in the finger here. But so there's going to be an opening right there for you to hold something. But it's always going to be that what is that? That's almost that house shape again. So if I did this, 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 and this, you have that house again. So except you want to put the circle and that square, because the thumb is going to tuck around like this, that fits. But you won't see that because your fingers are there. And as I said, whatever you're holding, from this part, this finger comes up here, and you're going to have an opening for whatever you're holding. So your fingers are going to wrap around it here like this. So if I switch colors real quick, let's see what I can have that's really bright. So that thumb is going to, the finger is going to come around here, here, and here. And then you have your thumb that comes here and around here. But a lot of positions, you won't see this part of your thumb. So if I did that again for you that were sleeping, it's going to be like this, 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 this. You have your thumb here, and then that opening, which is going to be whatever you're holding. So you have that wrinkle, and then whatever you're holding here. So if it was a pipe or something, it would be like that. But at that angle, you would see more fingers like that, and that pipe would come through. So hopefully that will explain a little bit about the thumb. But the good thing is, the thumb, the hand, the good thing is when you draw something in someone's hand, you tend to cover it up. You want to cover it up, because not tend to cover it up. You get over because you're covering it up. Let's just say this glass case, for instance. So if you're seeing my hand, you won't see my whole hand. This glass case will cover up a lot of drawing part for you, so you won't have to really draw these kind of parts of the finger. So that makes it a lot easier for you when somebody has something. It's kind of like if somebody has your hand in their pocket. It's just an easy get over. So let's just say I'll draw his sword like this, and the sword's going to go like this way. So this guy has his hand way behind him in this position. Now, the head tells a lot about a position. And I think I did that in my last video. If you position the head a certain way, if you take my pencil, you have your torso, your arms, torso, arms, torso, arms. Now, if I take a head and I put it up here, it's just a person standing there. And I can bring the head down here, and it looks like maybe he's almost getting ready to move, depending on his arm position. And if I took the head and I put it way down here, it looks more like he's crouching down and he's on the final move position, especially if I put the hands up like this. Chop that off, put the house down here and the legs down here. Then that guy is in a good dramatic, is this the bad one? Yes, a good dramatic pose because of the position of his head. this. Only because his head is low down into his shoulders. His shoulders are coming way back behind his head like that versus something like this. You can see the difference between the two. And then this one is a little better because the head is not too far up, but it's not too far down. So the head position has a lot to do with your drawing. That's why I always say draw the head last, or one of the last pieces you draw. Because a lot of people will start out with the head and then they find out that the head is wrong, and then they have put all this detail in drawing the face and it's not right, and then they don't want to erase because, and I'm using thin paper. That was not right. I was supposed to use thick paper. Cardstock. I always draw on cardstock because I give my stuff away and I don't really want to give stuff away on thin paper. So anyway, you have your shoulder blades, you have the back of your back like that, and then as I say, you come around like this and you can put your neck here. Your neck goes straight up, but it will lean forward. So let's put the head. It's not too shabby. I shouldn't have put all those extra lines in there, but I did that just for you guys. And I really hope that this is coming out. This video is being seen. It's not too dark. So let's put the head down about right there. Now he could either be looking this way, which is not too shabby, or he could be looking forward, like coming at you. But I'd have to adjust it like that. So I don't know which one's better, looking at you or looking at that way. But I don't draw the faces, so I'm going to leave the head like that. So that would have that would twist this up more, bring this up more, because this has to be the base of the neck, and the neck is going to be back in here. So we'll turn that, twist that up, bring the chest here, the abs here, and turn it. It has to follow that center line, so he's turning this way like an S. And then the leg, the hips come up like this, and then joint, hit that waist. Now, so that's the position that I want to do. I want to show you guys. Where's my pen? I think I used the 05. So you have this part of the hand, which is flat, which is going to be this right here, and then your fingers are going to curve around it, and this part right here is under the bottom, this right here, and then your thumb catches that, so you won't really see the rest of the hand, which, as I say, is a good get over. And then you can probably put a piece of the sword handle right here. Now, sword there, it's going to come out here. Now, let me take a look at this leg and make sure this is right, because this is the part that I wanted to show you. You can change up your character or your position, which the torso and the hips are the most important part of your drawing to change up your character. Now, with that, let's see if I can use red. Hopefully, as I say, you guys can see that. Let's say I wanted to change this. Now, he's crouching now. Let's just say I wanted to change this up. So I would put his knee here using basically the triangle. And then just like extend this out. And it has to be in balance, so you got the shin bone, and then you got the calf. It comes out here. Calf, it comes out here. And the leg, so, and the foot here. And it's still in my little guideline, so hopefully you guys can see it. So this, shorten this because I want the leg to kind of go back instead of going forward. The shorter it is, the more it determines whether it's going to go forward or backwards with a lot of turn. So again, with the examples, This is the house, which is his hips, his waist, his whatever this is. And then you have this piece here, and then you have the line here. If it's short, really short, and it's a lot of curve, it'll look like it's going back, versus if you have it here and it's long like that and with no curve, it'll look like it's going forward. So this one would be actually going back like that because of the curve in it right here and the length of it. Hopefully that didn't go through my paper. So we'll shorten that a little bit and then put the foot here. And then the same with this one. Now if I wanted to just cut this out, cut that out, I could have, let's see, get a piece of paper. So if we get rid of that, this would look like he's kind of crouching. Can you get the paper right? You change the position. So if I put a wall or something right here, let's just say I put a wall or a rock or something right here, he would look like he's crouching on that rock. If you can see this red and this light, he looked like he was crouching on that rock. So that gives you a second position. Now, if I decided to take this leg here and then it's out, so you have your knee and turn that into a diamond, and at the tip of that diamond is your shin bone. So you're going to have some of the calf coming out on one side and more the other side. And I'll give this a slight little twist to it like that, and then bring that foot out. All right, so now you have from a crouching position to a standing position. So if I covered up this right here, then, and you just don't see that, then you would have another crouching position. If I put another piece of rock or something, a wall or a car or a dragon head or whatever right there, then you can have a standing position right there. So that gives you a dual position. As I say, as long as you have this part right, then you're good to go. Let me check my camera before something happens and I get mad and this thing doesn't come out. So make sure it's still running. It is. You guys can see good. All right. A little small image, but as I say, I'm going to get something where I can see what you guys see. So something else like with this, let's just say I wanted the hand to be straight down. All you have to do is just arm and then you draw a fist. Remember what I said about the fist. That's not a good fist. But for now, I don't know if I'm going to draw the whole fist, but I'll see. Now, you have that. You have the sword and the fist coming out here. With this one, you can have like a double sword. Remember I said it covers up a lot of, it saves you a lot of drawing time, put it that way. And then the sword can come out here. You can have the double sword, or with this hand, if you don't want that hand so high, you can just get a little bit of the wrist, arm, and then draw your sword here, or it could be just a plain old fist. So just by having the torso this way, you have, what is that? That could be like 6 different positions. You do this one and that one with that arm. You do this one and this one with that arm. You do this one and this one with that arm and this arm. So you have a number of positions. I'm not a math genius, so I can't calculate how many different positions you now have by switching or covering up some things. But as I say, just with getting the torso right and position, you have a multiple amount of different positions you can throw your person in. You won't have to move the head. You won't have to twist the chest or the thighs. It's just tweaking it just a little bit so that you can have that person or that position. And you can have a sword in this hand and no sword in that hand, or you can have a sword. Let's draw this one without the sword. So it's just basically the Y. Or should I put a sword in that hand? No, I'll leave the sword out so it'll balance. Or you can have no swords, and he could just have be a regular fighter. So that's a good thing. So hopefully I did check it. So it's still running. So I believe there was just barely enough light to see it. So I'm going to ink this with all 4 hands and 4 feet, so that you guys can see it a lot better and get rid of all of this. So I'm going to step out now and come back and make sure all of my limbs are right. They're not too long or too off, because as I say in all my videos, well, most of my videos anyway, is before you ink, walk away from your picture, come back, and you'll see any mistakes that you may have made that you have not seen because you're busy drawing, so you don't really look for mistakes. So I'm going to, that head might, it looks a little weird to me, but it might be right. But I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna ink it, and then we'll have the final product. So let's take these rocks off, because he's not gonna be on dual rocks unless he's crouching, and he could be on a high rock, but you guys get the picture anyway. So yeah, let's just do that, and I'll be back in a second with the ink. Well, I'm gonna do a speed ink anyway, but right now I'm going to pause it, check it out, and come back with the speed ink. Okay, I am back. I ran to Best Buy while you guys are waiting. I hope it didn't take too long. But I bought that little device that I said that I was going to buy, and that's going to be my next video. I'm going to do a review when I hook the thing up to see if it actually works. So if it does, you guys can go out and get it and do your videoing as well. So being away gave me a chance to not look at this. So coming back and looking at it again with fresh eyes, it looks pretty good. So I'm not going to change much. And I'm going to just go right into the inking, which is going to be fast motion inking. And then I'll be back. We'll go from there. All right, and there you go. That is your, I don't know how many it is, 4, 8, maybe 16 different positions. I'm not a mathematician, so, but I believe that's, you can get by switching, cutting off, adding, not adding, just cutting off and using which one you want. You can get probably about 16 different positions out of that. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I believe it's about 16 different positions out of one drawing, I guess, position. I guess I'll name it that. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you understood what I was doing and you got something out of it, and look out for the next video. I'm trying to think about everything before I run off. I always do that. I always run through my mind so I won't leave you guys wanting anything else. So other than that, I believe that's it. If not, I'll add a little piece and throw it in there. So other than that, again, that's it. I will see you guys at the next video. I am